Morning you all guys and dear students. Today 13th August 2020. Have a nice day to you all. The further description of the story is like this. A few years later, when I came to know the waters of the cascades, I wanted to get into them. And whenever I did, whether I was wading the tidal or bumping river or bathing in warm lake of the god rocks, the terror that had seized me in the pool would come back. It would take possession of me completely. My legs would become paralyzed. Icy horror would grab my heart. This handicap stayed with me as the years rolled by. In canoes on main lakes, fishing for landlocked salmon, bass fishing in New Hampshire, trout fishing on the Deschutes and Metolius in Oregon, fishing for salmon on the Columbia at Bumping Lake in the Cascades. Wherever I went, the hunting fear of the water followed me. It ruined my fishing trips, deprived me of the joy of canoeing, boating and swimming. I used every way I knew to overcome this fear, but it held me firmly in its grip. Finally, one October, I decided to get an instructor and learn to swim. I went to the pool and practiced 5 days a week, an hour each day. The instructor put a belt around me, a rope attached to the belt went through a pulley that ran on an overhead cable. He held on to the end of the rope and we went back and forth across the pool, hour after hour, day after day, week after week. On each trip across the pool, a bit of panic seized me. Each time the instructor relaxed his hold on the rope and I went under, some of the old terror returned and my legs froze. It was 3 months before the tension began to slack. Then he taught me to put my face under water and exhale and to raise my nose and inhale. I repeated the exercise hundreds of times. Bit by bit, I shut part of the panic that seized me when my head went underwater. Next, he held me at the side of the pool and had me kick with my legs. For weeks, I did just that. At first, my legs refused to work, but they gradually relaxed and finally, I could command them. Thus, piece by piece, he built a swimmer, and when he had perfected each piece, he put them together into an integrated whole. In April, he said, "Now you can swim. Dive off and swim the length of the pool. Crawl, stroke." I did. The instructor was finished, but I was not finished. I still wondered if I would be terror-stricken when I was alone in the pool. I tried it. I swam the length up and down. Tiny vestiges of the old terror would return. But now I could frown and say to that terror, trying to scare me, "Hey, well, here's to you. Look," and off I would go for another length of the pool. This went on until July, but I was still not satisfied. I was not sure that all the terror had left. So I went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived off a dock at Regis Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamp Island. I swam the crawl, breaststroke, side stroke and back stroke. Only once did the terror return. When I was in the middle of the lake, I put my face under and saw nothing but bottomless water. The old sensation returned in miniature. I laughed and said, "Well, my terror, what do you think you can do to me?" It fled and I swam on. Yet I had residual doubts. At my first opportunity, I hurried west, went up the Titan to Conrad Meadows, up the Conrad Creek Trail to meet Glacier and camped the high meadow by the side of the warm lake. The next morning I stripped, dived into the lake and swam across to the other shore and back. and just as Doc, Doc Carpon used to do. I shouted with joy, and Gilbert Peak returned the echo. I had conquered my fear of water. The experience had a deep meaning for me, as only those who have known stark terror and conquered it can appreciate. In death, there is peace. There is terror only in the fear of death, as Roosevelt knew when he said, all we have to fear is fear itself. Because I had experienced both the sensation of dying and the terror that fear of it can produce, the will to live somehow grew in intensity. At last I felt released, free to walk the trails and climb the peaks and to brush aside fear. In this way, guys, read the whole of the lesson thoroughly and try it to understand perfectly. Now the difficult word meaning glossary from this part second of the lesson deep water. Wading means walking through water. Deprived means denied the use of. Bass means a sea or freshwater fish that is used for food. Trout means a common freshwater fish that is used for food. Handicap means disability. To overcome means to prevail over or to defeat. A bit of means an extent. Tension means nervousness. Just that means simply that. Relaxed means made loose. Refused means denied. Exhale means breath out. Finished means perfect. Bit by bit means gradually. Shed means got rid of. Command means order and control or use as I like. Piece by piece means gradually. Integrated whole means combined to form a whole. Scare means frighten. Dive off means plunge head first and with arms outstretched into water. Off means away. Growl stroke means complete your journey by moving forward on the hands and knees. Terror stricken means caught by terror. Tiny vestiges means very small traces. Frown means indicate displeasure or be angry. Hey means expression of inquiry. Dock means area of harbor for loading, unloading the ships. Bottomless means very deep. Sensation means excitement. Miniature means in a small quantity or degree or form. Flood means ran fast. Conquered means overcome. Stark terror means extreme fear. Stripped means put off clothes. Echo means resound. Appreciate means recognize or admire. Intensity means strength. Released means set free. Trails means tracks. Brush aside means remove. The textual short answer type questions from this part second of the lesson. Question number 4. Why was Douglas determined to get over his fear of water? Answer. Douglas was determined to get over his fear of water because it ruined his fishing trips and deprived him of the joy of canoeing, boating and swimming. Question number 5. How did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? This one is the most important question. Answer. The instructor built a swimmer out of Douglas piece by piece. Then he perfected each piece and put them into an integrated whole. Question number 6. How did Douglas make sure that he conquered the old terror? Answer. To ensure that he had conquered the old terror, Douglas went to Lake Wentworth, dived off and swam 2 miles across the lake. He tried every stroke. Next he climbed up the Conrad Peak and dived into the lake and swam across to the other shore and back. Dear students, note down these selected word meanings and glossary or textual short answer type questions from this part in your fair notebook. After that, Attempt any 5 additional short answer type questions from the text lesson in your fair notebook and have practiced these all selected short answer type questions perfectly for your exam. Nice meeting to you the next day. Have a nice day. Thank you.